tutorial for Variables and Patterns Test 1, problem number 3 for the review. Number 3 reads, the graph below shows the distance traveled from Atlantic City to Lewis. And A reads, the graph shows the relationship between two variables. What are they? Quite simply, by looking at the table or the graph, the variables are time and distance. B says, what interval or intervals was the most progress made? In order to figure that out, we need to look at between the intervals. So from 0 to 0.5, we need to look at how large of a vertical jump it takes, because the progress would be the distance traveled during that interval. So we look at the vertical jumps in between the points. Here we have an enlarged picture so we can see it a little bit better. So going through and analyzing these points, it looks like here we're on a corner, and here we're a little bit above the halfway mark. And here we're on a corner, so you already know this one is bigger than this one. Let's look at this one. Here we're at a little bit above the halfway mark, or maybe right at it, to that one, so that's close, but it looks like this one's still the biggest. This one, if we move that one down, it would move that one down, so this one would still be the biggest. Here we're above the halfway mark, so it's close, but this one still looks like it's the biggest. Now they won't all be that difficult to analyze, but from what we just looked at, it looks like it's between 0 and 0.5. Now when you name an interval, you need to include both the starting point and the ending point. That would be the entire interval. You can't just give me one number. Now C says, how is this shown in the graph? We pretty much went over this already. It has the largest vertical space between points. D reads, what interval or intervals was the least progress made? So as we go through and we look at the vertical space here, we see between 3.5 and 4 there was no jump, and between 4 and 4.5 there was no jump. Now you can't say from 3.5 to 4.5 because that's not one interval. You want to list each interval individually. So we had two answers for this problem, 3.5 to 4 and 4 to 4.5. E reads, how is this shown in the graph? And we pretty much went over this. It has the smallest vertical space between points. There was no jump between the points. See, there's no jump here. F reads, should you connect the lines and explain? Looking back at the graph, what do we have going on here? We have time and distance, and they're traveling. So at any given time, could you find out how far away they are? Could you split this time into itsy bitsy pieces here? And could you find out exactly how far away they are? The answer is yes. So for this graph, it is not the case for all graphs. This graph, this particular problem, our answer would be yes. And our explanation is time and distance are continuous. You can pinpoint any specific distance traveled at any point in time. This concludes the Variables and Patterns Test 1 review, problem number 3.